This software is free, so on the count of 3, update to 6.8. Stack up too much fakes and the world breaks. Only what's open can be true. Full transparency is best for you. Free, functional, and secure. Hacker people, hacker people. Just read the code if unsure. Hack the planet. Search to see what makes it tick, makes it panic. Makes it panic. This software is free, so on the count of 3, update to 6.8.
Welcome everyone to the next edition of the Linux Guy Tries BSD Dragonfly edition. To start the installer, so that is some decade ago I tried this and I liked it the most. DragonFlyBSD is a fork from Matthew Dillon from FreeBSD 4.8 or so, long time ago, with the focus on reworking the kernel, mostly around SMP, a little bit microkernel-ish hybrid. I never looked really into the detail how much microkernel. The times I looked, it didn't look that much microkernel. I only looked a little bit. If you're Matthew Dillon or otherwise DragonFlyBSD developer, leave in the comments below. So let's try to install that too, because why not also to potentially bring our T2 package source homebrew to DragonFlyBSD 2. By the way, not only from FreeBSD vastly reworked SMP work, SMP implementation, but also an own file system, similar to BetterFS or whatever, so that has a Hammer, or in the meantime Hammer 2 file system of channeling and copy and write and snapshotting and stuff. And since the latest version also remote Hammer access. I've not tried. I tried to quickly Google that, what they write here, like, you know, remote mount Hammer. I'm not sure what that is exactly about, if that is network attached storage area network, direct iSCSI, whatever, or, but whatever. Quickly Googled it, didn't find it, but doesn't matter the most for us. So boot-wise, again, a little bit more cleaner boot text here, not as convoluted as OpenBSD. Installer similar. To start the installer login as installer, this is not really sure. You get a shell prompt, login as root. I mean, this is a little bit silly. So the T2, again, recurring theme right, I do for 25 years Linux distribution. That is kind of the BSD of the Linux distributions. And the more I take a look into BSD, I realize why people call it this. It was never designed that way. It's just our Rock Linux heritage where I worked with, and what later became T2. It just always was like this. It's not like we inspired from BSD. It's just we did our own reasonable implementation, and it's just more on the BSD side than the otherwise somewhat more convoluted Linux, other 2011 Linux distribution side. Not sure why is this password empty, or was it installer? To start installer, login as installer, but what's the password? I mean, did I mistype this? Okay, whatever. I don't really see a reason why this needs to be logged in, right? We boot installer media, this is a little bit strange. So that I'm just commenting what I see, what I as a computer scientist and IT professional observe installing this, right? So for me, this is a little bit strange. T2 gives you a straight installer. How was it? I think the other BSDs that we tested the last hours and yesterday, they also usually came up with, like, why can the installer not directly come up and you can exit if you want to shell, like, for maintenance work. Welcome to the DragonFlyBSD. This is also live CD. Efficient and elegant BSD Unix derived operating system. Live without installing it, evaluated. I didn't quite. What? Executing the command echo and temp survey was cancelled? What the heck? DF1? What did it even freaking try here? Did I do something stupid? So theoretically, I just boot with Qemu without anything, so that is legacy. So, like, why does it not auto-detect this? Like, not like you would install on one machine and put it on another. So, like why do I need to make this choice? So they've also AD for ATA disk or so. I think slightly different. What was the... I saw when I press hyper here, it actually continues. Oops. That is a little bit inconvenient. Do you wish to set up BSD for an EFI or legacy? Actually, okay, some of this need to be careful in here to switch desktops if it continues. DragonFlyBSD AD disk, or not ADA. Do they have a man page for? It's certainly ATA. I think that what was, we just googled the FreeBSD name, right? FreeBSD AD, was it not ADA? Yeah, ADA for ATA direct access. So again, changes, right? All the differences. I think it was ADA. If I correct me if I'm wrong, it should be ADA. Oh, do they write this here? Can't remember each detail each time I boot in. Yeah, it probably was ADA. Anyway, use entire disk. Irrevocably erased. Yes, please. The disk was formatted. I mean, this is a silly message, right? This kind of message is like, yeah. So there's a old Unix derived, was it U for universal, probably? Our Unix file system has so much to universal Unix. So yeah, hammer 1, hammer 2. Of course, you probably want to use that. Okay, so nice. So yeah, that is the difference. All the BSDs come with different installer and partitioning tools. They all reworked this over the years. Small hammer can fill up very quickly. Warning, small hammer file system can fill up very quickly. You may have to run hammer prune. I mean, that is a little bit silly, right? Like, do they snapshot like why? Like probably they auto snapshot or whatever. That is a little bit nah, right? If you have, we're not like 1980 where you like, what was the name? Defragment? What was the MS-DOS thing? Defrag? Like it's like why, right? I give you for a test, like for a gigabyte test installation, I give you 40 gigabyte. It's like, or even production server, you would want to hammer prune everything and reblock every other week, or and even I was considering to implement better as snapshotting. Can add this to this to do because I'm not sure if I have this on some to do better as like default better as snap. But even I would, like if I would implement this 42 as an option or whatever, I would implement it so that it, like if we snapshot, like to delete, like snapshot daily and then keep one weekly, and like for like a week snapshot daily, a month snapshot weekly, and a year snapshot monthly or so. That normally you should not. But I mean, this is a little bit, yeah. Begin installation. So cpdub. Okay, this probably is because it's a live system. Do they not have? I mean, I just downloaded the next best thing, right? So it is possible that there. Okay, you may wish to install boot blocks. Oops. Yeah. So yeah, virtualization, and then having that on, pressing the hyper and it goes back and forth sucks a little bit, but honestly, I think in T2 it only switches the, I mean, it annoys me in T2 too, but I think for some reason of default mappings it switches virtual consoles, which is not as annoying as this switching there. What did I download? Probably I downloaded this, right? Download, okay, here's live image. Uncompressed ISO, use this with VPS providers as an install image. So I probably download, okay, they rightfully write. Okay, so this is a live system. I didn't quite expect and realize that. I mean, they write it here. As a downside, you can't, or I didn't see any set selection, right? And it just probably something like, I think this CP dub or so. It's probably something like CP RF, like copying the live content on there, I'm guessing. Configure the system, reboot, okay, configure, okay, time zone. Yes. Okay, this is pretty T2-ish. Where do we have? Globally warmed Europe. Freaking, wait, where is, there it is. Freaking to hot Berlin. Okay, we don't really need this. Did we set a root password? I don't really remember. I mean, should we try without one? So the menu is a little bit cleaner than the T2 one, because the T2 one is shell scripted, so this might be some more statically coded. Qemu, this is sometimes good. Good to do that before we reboot and wonder where the setup tool is. Okay, console font, don't really need this. What do they have there? Okay, fine. Hey, we can escape. Good, that's probably it. Okay, we returned to the main menu for some reason. Not really sure why. Not the greatest fan of that. Let's see if reboot. Okay, that is, was there some of this looked somehow crashy. Wait for waiting system threads. Press a key. So this is, I asked to reboot and it halted. That is somehow, nah. Let's see, is that, okay, it should actually boot C, so that probably should boot. Let's see if that does what it's supposed to do. Let's see the comments. Welcome on multi BSD streams. Yeah, it's too hot to do anything useful anyway. I wanted to test this for a long time. Core topics, right? Why are you testing all the different BSDs right now? Are you dissatisfied with the current development of Linux? Yes, I'm dissatisfied with the current development of Linux, but I would not switch to BSD except maybe DragonFlyBSD. I wanted to implement Homebrew and I wanted to get an overview. Basically, growing the channel, it's too hot to do anything. It's a hobby. I need to relax. Cheers. I want to bring Homebrew to those. Mostly for macOS, but I wanted to get an overview how different all those BSDs really are. But I would want, like, as I said, Linux still as dissatisfied as I am with Linux for code quality. The only constant is change and regressions. Recurrently, like every kernel has security issues because they change too much and stuff. It still has the most drivers, usually the most performance, and so on. And the only thing right now, the only things, because the BSD things are more legacy, old-fashioned, more retro, more vintage. I'm not the most impressed. I wouldn't really use it for anything except maybe an open BSD firewall, and I would not change a little bit more modern implemented Linux kernel. So yes, chaotic and ever-changing, but more features and more performant Linux kernel with any of those more vintage and even more old school Unix, even more statically and less dynamically, and drivers and loadable kernel modules, Linux kernel. These things I mean, if I would have a choice of existing stuff, then maybe Reduxo as the upcoming and in development operating system written in Rust, Haiku of the BOS clone. But in a super ideal world, like if I had infinite resources and could work full-time and had nothing else to do, I would write my own microkernel, because there are too few microkernels for more security, more stability, more developer friendliness and so on. But yeah, let's see, does it have StartX? Okay, it doesn't have StartX. I mean, what is then with the live system? So the live system is, hey, you can try it out live, but not with X. So, sure, let's be honest, right? There are a few desktop users, BSD desktop users, but of course, certainly 98% or 99% of BSD use is in servers, right? Like maybe Netflix, what did they use? FreeBSD, all the customers and fans of OpenBSD So yeah, let's see if do they have package install xorg. Let's see what happens. Updating. So yeah, this is how it should be, right? Not like, was it NetBSD where we had to configure the package tree ourselves? So yeah, that is, what is it? It's pretty similar to FreeBSD, right? I mean, they forked from FreeBSD, so probably have not rewritten that much yet. Package failed to execute script, string args, conf sample to colonial, like, and that is the thing, right? Sure, things are not perfect in my tiny Linux distribution that where only like 1,000 people contributed over the last 30 years. But like, I only wanted to, like, why does this happen? I mean, sure, I didn't read the freaking manual, I probably do it wrong. But I did this install? No packages available installing matching xorg may have been. What? Okay, let's try like bash. Okay, we probably have done something stupid. Documentation DragonFlyBSD. Hello. How to get to the desktop? Yeah, why is it not the default in the... To install xorg the quickest and most simple. Did I not do this package install xorg? I think I did this, right? Or if you have dports installed and wish to build from source. But why did package install xorg not work? The basic package source tools are already provided with every DragonFly default installation. You probably also want to see that while I read the freaking manual. Nothing like reading the freaking manual together. But if you still have to download the package source tree, but you still have to download the package source tree to build and install packages. Package search. Okay, this is somehow... Am I even on the DragonFlyBSD? What the heck is even going on here? Xorg server, we could try this, but some have the feeling something broke here, I have the feeling. When also it doesn't scroll, so similar, I really hate also like even Linux has somewhat removed scrolling because they couldn't securely write framework for scrolling in the kernel. Yeah. Why is this r at xfce? What is package r at xfce? Unknown command r at? Is this a typo or what? Ah no, package underscore r at. Why do I not have that? Okay, this is inside. Okay, so let's see. Installing contains a few steps. You will start with the most basic one, installing the X server, execute. Okay, but so that is package source. Okay, I'm not the greatest fan of this convoluted installation stuff. People always, even I had these discussions with my friend in university who was using FreeBSD, and he said package source, like it didn't click 15 years ago, and now that it somehow it did not really evolve. It is still like why does it not just work? And now I can't even scroll back because terminal scrolling is too, I mean, unless it's some key combination that I would need to Google. Let's do that again. Nothing like installing twice. and hope that it magically fixes something, because that is what the documentation said. So, although I wonder if there's another download. Maybe we quickly check if there is a more classic maybe this live sucks, who knows. Where is other prior? Where's a freaking download? Images, here's images. But that is the same that I had already. Mirror master. I mean, I guess they want, is it the same by the way? DragonFly 6.4 looks like that. What do daily snapshots have to offer? Okay, let's install. Install layers, that is why it didn't work the last time. So yeah, let's try this again and hope it works better. Install, legacy, all of it, entire disk, erase everything please, use hammer, accept and create. Without the build, things like user object and user crush will just be on the root mount, yes please, whatever. Beginning installing. So yeah, am I come away impressed? Not really. All of them are surprisingly quirky. Don't necessarily come with X just working, or I have at times quite, especially NetBSD, like NetBSD and this also, like if the ports tree does not just work and I can't just install stuff. I mean, we don't really need this, right? We probably want to test, or I don't know if it would be empty otherwise. Add the user network interface. What is there even there? This looks so strange. U-chain exit status looks a little bit, I mean, just like before, whatever's erroring there. The irony is I spent so much time live on YouTube the last years to polish all the T2 messages of all the random stuff failing or scrolling away, or press to reboot, of course. From hard disk, default F1, currently. Why does it say DragonFly D? Yeah, but to summarize this, I'm not coming away the most impressed. But yeah, they're small teams just like ours. It is, of course, amazing work, and I appreciate and appreciate their dedication and historic traditions. It's just not as impressive as you would think from such highly acclaimed and praised projects. Where is now our to install Xorg? The quickest and most simple way is package install Xorg, but that didn't. So package install Xorg, fetching metaconf package site. I mean, it does do. I mean, previously it failed somehow with Lua errors, right? Does it same happen before? 3 megabyte? Installed packages to be updated. Package. 3 megabyte there. Why does it install update package? Ensure bugs and features, but... So it updates this and then it fails. Thank you very much. Failed to execute Lua script. String --args etc sample. Attempted to call a nil value field stat. It's like, are you kidding me? I literally just installed and followed the first line of your freaking website manual. Welcome everyone. Aspect ratio doesn't look right. I don't know, it should. What do you mean? It's Qemu VNC. Maybe the aspect ratio doesn't look right because on a text modo thing it would be slightly... But it's like digital pixel 1:1, right? So... Stephen asks, I wonder if there's a good BSD-based desktop environment works on real laptops. True BSD. Yeah, so there was BSD. There were a couple like PC BSD, and they also renamed. Comment there. Guess FreeBSD is the best. It's not what I found, right? For FreeBSD, we tried the last video. So far. So far, actually, OpenBSD worked surprisingly well. FreeBSD was... Yeah, so far, how would I rate them so far? I mean, I've not yet DragonFlyBSD. I mean, I need to give OpenBSD credit for bringing X up with USB tablet, being able to install packages. I mean, NetBSD worked otherwise, but package 3 setup was... sucked. FreeBSD was also meh. DragonFly I actually like technology-wise the most, but maybe we should try again without updating this package thing. Package, etc package. Can we fix... Oh, this doesn't have freaking complete. Like, how can people work? I mean, I don't need much. I mean, give me a terminal, but like loving bash autocomplete since 20 years. Like seriously. Package conf sample. Okay, that is a new file, amazing. Do we have bash? Of course not. I mean, not having... Oh no, it actually does complete. Texas. Okay. Yeah, there was just nothing to complete then. Oh shit, no, this shit scrolled away. Like, if there... So these are things, right? Things that I would do early in my microkernel is having workable virtual console scrollback. Yes, I know the Linux kernel removed it because the Linux people are also unable, like C, too difficult to implement frame buffer, like secure, not crashing and stuff, like, and I get it, right? All the big Red Hat, SUSE, Broken Oracle and other Linux developers. The irony is, no joking, many of them I met, and that is the thing, right? I probably criticized too many people and stuff. Maybe I would be more successful if I would be like, I would rename myself like René, like Justine, and say, hey, look at this, everything's amazing. I'm feeling really ashamed how many high-profile Linux developers I've met over the years, from SUSE, Red Hat, IBM, Oracle, obviously met a few, and so many, not all, but so many used macOS for Linux development. This really always triggered me. You saw the news stories, right? Linux Foundation managers traveling around with MacBooks, having presentations on MacBooks. So not only the managers, people were laughing, haha, the managers. Unfortunately, I have to say, they also, at times, like a decade ago, I had the impression, at the height of macOS and stuff, and so many new Linux developers, my impression on Linux conferences and meeting people and companies, and there certainly wasn't quite some companies with all operating. My personal impression from 10 years ago was like maybe half. And I was really ashamed that each time sad and triggered and disappointed. Like 50% of those developers I met using macOS as desktop secure shelling or a virtual machine and secure shelling in their Linux development and deployment. It's like... yeah, why does this not freaking work? It's like, yeah, also this thing, yeah, package elements. Let's... 3 times the charm here. You can't mix this stuff up. Installing this yet again because apparently having a working package source thing is really difficult on some BSDs. But yeah, that's certainly, I mean, I was always proud and personally mostly satisfied with my Linux distribution. Sure, I always knew shortcomings and stuff because I simply don't have more time, like income, shall I subscribe, Patreon, GitHub and stuff. But like if I look at this, like T2 is actually really good. It's not like, sure, I know all the marginalities and stuff, but after polishing it for, like developing it 25 years and 4 years live on YouTube, actually, I mean, don't delay, try T2 Linux today or so, but I mean, seeing this here, it's, what did I even do now? Or did I, wait, what did I boot now? Did I even do this? Not even sure what I did now. Nothing like doing it the third time and then not, maybe I logged in as a root. Install again, because package stuff is difficult. Legacy BIOS, yes, all of it, entire disk, yes, erase it all. Hammer 2 and yes, create and do it all. Yes, it's small, begin installing. Nothing like rushing through 3 times and still probably screwing it up. What else is going on in the comments? Why this is copying, hardened BSD. That is strange. I've only done installing hardware, DragonFly. Installed and worked out of the box. I mean, they worked, at least in Qemu, but yes, accept and install it, configure the system. We don't need any of this except probably, maybe its default would be empty. Maybe I should test this, but another time. Network is nice to have, then I don't need to fiddle around manually how to do that. And I guess that's it for rebooting. Third time. Like, I wish I could scroll and see the bloody errors there, whatever it's failing there. And so I didn't have this issue the last time I tried DragonFly like 8 years ago, so. But maybe at the time, maybe it's a new issue of their live system. I like the menu though, but I mean, these manuals, I mean, they're of course super simple, right? Nothing like this grub operating system. It's very, very small bootloaders compared to this operating system that is grub 2 already. I would probably do it a little bit. My ideal bootloader, because I don't need a graphical thing, which we could still have, but my ideal bootloader would, by the way, be a little bit less hard-coded and more like open firmware prompt, by the way, so that you, like, you have your stuff like, hey, it's this bootloader, boot this or that, auto boot in 5 seconds or so, and then you can just type there and do stuff. It's probably, and then hide it with some splash screen for managers and business people. So let's try this again. Package install xorg, I believe it was, and let's not update package this time and hope that works better. Random trial and error. But yeah, this is really hilarious. I'm not sure what they're thinking, so let's not do that. Okay, so it's not, so this doesn't break like that, but it doesn't install something. So and if we update package, then this package, okay, it's package. Also, this is so silly, right? We just installed it. I believe it should be the latest version, 6.4. I believe 6.4. 6.4. And the first thing, it wants to update package from 1.14 to 1.19? Like, why? Avalon repositories up to date, all repositories up to date, new version of package detected, needs to be installed first. It needs to be installed first and then breaks. It's like I have no words, and I wanted to love DragonFly BSD the most, and all I get is a broken package. So yeah, it's, I don't know, if we do it again, it breaks probably again. This is so silly. I mean, this just breaks again. Failed to execute Lua script -- args. I mean, now it's broken, so. I mean, we don't have etc. Ah, shit, no, we. DragonFly BSD and just it is so silly. DragonFly BSD package update lure failed to execute script. Yeah, it was already script. Failed to, yeah, February here. A non-issue. In a fresh installation on VirtualBox, I only captured the console via a screenshot, tried to install Gmake and now no package asked to upgrade first and everything now stopped working. So no issue since 2021. What are those people? I mean, I know they don't earn money just like us with open source. They do this in their free time as a hobby. But like, why? What the heck? Please see and link therein reasons and like, why does it freaking break out of the box on a new installation? Oh, this page couldn't font. I think the DragonFly people really don't want that we use it. I suggest you come to our IRC and private message Dylan to create an account for you. Hey, like, hey, T2 doesn't work. If you want that we make it work, message us a Bitcoin to our private Discords. Like, seriously. This is like, and also like, why can they link to something that's gone now? I'm shocked. Honestly, failed to execute here. 212. Is it the same or is it? Yeah, that is what we had. I have an IO cage jail that's used on 12.2 release. Package only after trying to update more packages and rolling back from snapshot. And got some Lua script errors. I tried googling answers, but seeing like others just ignore these errors. Try updating the entire system to 13.12 soon EOL. But this must surely be... I'm shocked. Am I too stupid to download the latest version or what? Like, how can this be acceptable? 6.4. I mean, yes, also, is this DragonFly digger still alive? Okay, that's still alive here, just not showing there anymore. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, all I wanted was install Xorg. I didn't, it's like, pff. Why? Okay, this is 2022, and sometime earlier it was already broken. Yeah, does someone has the resolution? Discord, I found the suggestion to fix the error after installing package, copy. Thanks for that, because I really hate when the web, also yeah, the modern web just disappears, right? Suggested fix after installing copy. User local etc. etc package are there. That is, I didn't. Package repos. So you're saying user local etc package repos. By the way, is it the only BSD that gives me a prompt with a path by default? Hey, the package source is broken, but at least the shell gives me a freaking usable prompt that doesn't suck. TM. Yeah, so the error message I think only included etc package repos, right? I didn't due to the error message, but yeah, garbage error message. But this stuff should really not be broken by default. That is really hilarious. Why does this not autocomplete like this? They don't have glob autocomplete or what? Nah, can't have everything. I'm really spoiled from... Why does this not... maybe I need to be in DF. Oh no, I don't. What? Why does this not... Oh, no, it does. Hey, it does something. Maybe. Yay, thank you so much. Yeah, would be really... I mean, like, why does it not work by default and why is it not... I mean, if it should be at least a red warning message on the website. But I mean, of course it looks not good if you have for 2 years a big red warning message, our package source is broken. After updating, copy the sample files. Man, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I know why so many people start calling me for T2 things. Maybe I'm up to something. Yeah, dump Linux developer tries. BSD, what could possibly go wrong? AKA everything. Also, why is this? I need more. I'm out of, I only have 1 ice cube left. It sucks a little bit, to be honest, and I didn't make new ice cubes. Actually, I should have been more clever. I should have put my 1 ice cube into another plate and make new ones already. I get. Not very good in pipelining ice cube. Actually, I should. Yeah, I only have some old-fashioned plastic for me in the office, right? So like we have an ice cube machine. Like maybe we have X in no time. Yeah, but for better usability, T2 will probably switch. I said this before, right? I pasted the probably issue 60, I believe it was. GitHub T2 issue, I believe it was 60. We will also improve our installer further, and this what is the infamous mine tool will probably go away, and we will probably for binary installation name this, or we will probably also, so currently our scripts are here all in scripts, and we will probably like build package and stuff, and we will probably completely unify. That is at least the core plan, and why I wanted to take a look at this BSD stuff. For inspiration is Steve Jobs already stole good artist steal and copy and stuff. Good artist copy, great artist steal. In some learning something together, trying BSDs, making a inventory of the state of the open source world, the dozens of BSDs in the 2000s. But no, I will not install 2011 Linux distributions. Maybe I should sometimes to steal some ideas, but it's basically also how I would want my own stuff to work. Best and perfect. 100 packages. Time for next question. With 1 ice cube, it will not be really cold in this heated Berlin. Cool heat warning. 36 degrees. Warning for heat. Hey, at least it's not 48 like in Italy. By the way, this installation is not particularly fast, to be honest. That could be, I mean, maybe there's CD and also, hey, 0 drop frames. But, I mean, okay, to be fair, yeah, it is slower than FreeBSD for some reason, but could be there mirroring CDN and stuff. And also, it could, I mean, arguably, leave in the comments below, should in this day and age, Xterm and TWM may be part of the base ISO. Number of packages removed 3. Why did it remove? Maybe updates? Okay, upgraded one. Why did it remove 3 things? Okay, whatever, I guess. What? Proceed. I didn't. It also can read at an advantage. LibreSSL. Okay, I know it's only installing this. Yeah. Thankfully 1.5 ice cubes. So, package OpenSSL conflicts with LibreSSL. Yeah, no kidding. Why did it even select it then? Problematic file user local bound OpenSSL. What did it do now? Hello? Did you abort? Did you... New packages OpenSSL? Like why did... So did it... What did it even freaking do now? I really hate software where I didn't even... Like, why is this... So even with this fix of this configuration file that didn't install properly, it still behaves strange. Like, why did the second run do different things? But no. Okay, it also doesn't auto-start. So this is the first BSD, all the others auto-started, but why does this not work now? SCFB... Ignoring DragonFlyBSD, also with typos, xorg. Configure. X often requires no configuration at all. You can't pull your configuration. Or is there a configuration that sucks? Where do they have it here, like we? No. Log xorg like T2. What happens? Device is detected. Okay, does what Weser? DRI. Okay, it wants DRI. I mean, we could give it virt.io GPO, I believe. Let's see what happens. Or we could even give it QXO Spice. Hmm. 1.5 ice cubes are not enough to ice coffee. Okay, there is that again. Okay, so this looks exactly like on the installer. I'm not really sure. Is it an error? It looks like an error, but malloc uninit bytes still allocated on. They release something with such spurious messages. So all the BSDs all didn't power off the system. I don't know if it would power off real hardware, but I mean the Qemu ACPI stuff usually works for Linux. So not sure what's up with that stuff. VGA, what did I... virt.io GPO, was it... What even... virt.io GPO? What I use for macOS. Open boot. Spice or virt.io GPGA. Did I? What? Device. Let's see if that gives it some DRI driver to start X. Oops. Shit, I pressed probably 2. Sorry. Nothing like fat fingering the wrong boot entry to boot faster. Ah, P is power off. Ah, okay. Okay, for me, hold is okay. I mean, yeah, but I mean, hold and then it waits. Nah, this is silly. I mean, either you power off or you reboot, right? But okay, fair enough. Point taken. Okay, this still doesn't work. Which do they have? LSPCI, do they have package at LSPCI? PCI utils? Nah, do they have search PCI? Oh, command, oh, search best with. PCI. Why did this not work, or do I need to? PCI utils. Do I really need at 390? For more available. Why does this not PCI utils fail to? Oh wait, no, what was it? Add install? Oh, now I'm confused. Ah, maybe install, not add. Okay. Proceed. Okay, this then works like on Linux. Yeah, VGA Red Hat, VirtIO GPU. Why does this not? DragonFlyBSD, Virt X or Virt I. Yeah, sorry, whatever with. I lost the overview, which use add and. So yeah, that always, I mean, why do the other BSDs manage to? I mean, we could, okay, let's XOR configure like on Linux. Did this? Did it save this in root? Yeah, messing with Xorg like it's 1994. Not appreciates this the most. Devices detected but non-match those in config files. There is a mode setting driver. I mean, should I change this to Weser and hope for the best? Screen 0 deleted because of no matching. Oh, but here is DRI. Cannot get kernel arbiter, no multicard support. I just want one freaking graphical. I don't want multicard, don't want DRI, I just want freaking X. I mean, we could try I mean, either we try VMware. Not the highest hope that this will work, otherwise we could try Spice, probably will also not work. Yeah, so far, I mean, I'm really disappointed. I had higher, I mean, okay, I probably, when I evaluated DragonFlyBSD a decade ago, I probably didn't test X, to be honest. I only did server stuff and embedded server stuff. But I'm really disappointed. I mean, I'm in general disappointed. Like, all of this stuff was, like, for 30 years of, or over 30 years of, basically over 40 years of legacy and history, I expected a smoother, polished experience and not stuff out of the box being package source broken or X not coming up, or X, like in 2023, basic X not being included in the ISO. That is a little bit silly, to be honest. Which config file did it? Probably use none. Yeah, VMware. Alright, this doesn't have some history for some reason. Ignoring devices with a bound kernel driver, warning error screen detect, but or is it would this use some driver? I mean, okay, it's error open DRA card 0. Falling back to old probe method with SCFP. This is really silly, to be honest. Oops. Do people have clever ideas in the comments? The thread says Virtual GPU is not supported yet. Anything else? I mean, initially I had Qemu Cyrus, right? I mean, you would expect that something is... okay, this is a manual for Qemu though. I mean, I could plug in another AMD card and VirtIO pass through that, but here is Qemu KVM. So this is VMware. This is actually what I've been looking, proper full HD resolution. Finally found a proper setting. Maybe we need to install? Package install XF, what is the name? 86 video VMware. Maybe that's not, maybe it's not installed. 70 freaking megabyte. Got to be kidding me. Let's see if it works. You have 16, I'm jealous, 16 degrees Celsius, exactly my working temperature. Everything over that and my productivity decreases. I need to move the office. Hey! We have garbled, at least we have garbled. Hey, we have something. It just took a while. Somehow it doesn't resize. Why does this not resize? Hello? Okay, you don't see all of it. Okay, maybe the other thing would have worked. Okay, so this setup is similar to FreeBSD. That's this login. So you see the inheritance there. So it's TWM. And now I wondered, like, also, why does this not? Maybe it has such a shitty resolution. Do I use? Oh shit, I don't use USB. Okay, the mouse sucks because that is my fault. Okay, let's try. Where is my focus? Focus. Why? Oh, we don't have keyboard. We don't have freaking keyboard. Like you had one job. You had one job. Oh, can't make this stuff up. Let's try with USB tablet, but why does the keyboard not work? Can't make this stuff up. I think without anything it probably should be the default. This is so silly. Yeah, that really brings back memories. Like, but even 15 years ago, I scripted, like before Xorg was Xorg, and we still had X386 with less auto detection and stuff. I had configured T2 to auto configure more than this, and like also maybe ships the drivers that you most likely need by default. Package. Do we have history? Oh, we have history. XF86 video mode. Set. What is the driver name? Cyrus? Okay, Cyrus was not installed. I mean, you would expect that emerging or installing Xorg installs some drivers. Okay, that does not work. Should it not be Cyrus? VGA compatible device, something 1, 2, 3, 4? Should this not be Cyrus? Logic? Nah. Okay, let's try shutdown. You said P? Was P for power off? Null says LOL Germany 36, Egypt 38. Yeah, thank you very much. So let's try with USB keyboard just in the hope that gives us. Maybe we need. Don't tell me you need to install a keyboard driver. Oh man. It's not a valid device name. Keyboard. Why did they abbreviate that keyboard? I can't make this stuff up. Yeah, some stuff is really silly, like tablet mouse. Like, why is tablet? I mean, you wouldn't shorten mouse and tablet, but you shorten keyboard. Like, yeah, such kind of usability would not happen under my supervision. Steven says, I wonder if the suckless guys can port their software stack over to the BSD ecosystem. But doesn't suck less suck more? And aren't the suckless developers a little bit controversial in their worldviews? And in general, what I've seen from suck less sucked more, right? This, like, you need to configure the software by editing the source code and recompiling and other bullshit. It's like, yeah, you had me at recompiling to configure. Like, suck less software, 10 years of C programming experience required to configure your software. So let's see, which drivers would that be? Install input mouse. Keyboard. It's not tablet, is it? Lib input? Yeah, that would install some stuff. Do it so. Make it so. Pi 39 FDev? Are you kidding me? MPD decimal? What the heck? Anyway, it's apparently, yeah, I'm really sorry to say that this, even if I would remember all this stuff, like I would, even of, sure, it's the first time, I didn't read the freaking manual, but realistically, I'm not coming away impressed. And like, if I'm not coming away impressed on the first time, you don't sell it to me, right? And like, even if I would say DragonFlyBSD is the most advanced operating system, in some way, shape, or form, with some errors, like, do I really want to go through all of the, sure, I can remember, like, to each time I install new, at least on a desktop, I need to emerge this drivers and stuff, and I don't know, it somehow doesn't cut its most. Let's see, do we have a config? Probably not, right? I don't. Hey, at least the USB keyboards that we have now apparently does work. Yeah, USB, US0, 12 Mbit, USB hub, USB gen, Qemu, keyboard. Did I do tablet? Is there a tablet? Oops. There is some. Ah, there's a USB tablet. Okay, let's hope for the best. What happens? So yeah, some of the start is slow. The last time I thought it's some VNC remote garbage, but it just took long. Okay, hey, now keyboard works. Whatever was up with the previously emulated, or maybe driver, maybe lib. I mean, it could be lib input now or whatever. But again, the virtual xorg or whatever package, in my opinion, probably should install that. Yes, we could do better, and just at us it's better because we install all the stuff by default. But I mean, yes, my to-do grows and grows. Soon we are probably at 500 entries, but virtual xorg package sets, and maybe less. I mean, it doesn't save much, but basically we build all input drivers, which probably 80% are vintage, deprecated and whatnot. Or do we? At least like check default build X. I mean, video you can never have enough, but input drivers maybe. I mean, it's, yeah. So yeah, this is some VNC. Ironically, I have. Why does it why does it not resize? This is. I have my own VNC client because, of course, I have. I've written a VNC client in 200 or 300 lines of Lua code using our own runtime. Okay, this also doesn't. I mean, so this is my own VNC client because dumb YouTuber always lives. Of course, yes. Hey, I soon have a microkernel. Of course, I have my own VNC client. My own VNC client handles the desktop resize message. This tight VNC client doesn't do this. But because it's a proof of concept and sample program and stuff that I only use for testing and stuff, it doesn't handle all the modifier keys amazingly. I probably need to add some 20 or 30 lines of Lua code for all the key fiddly modifier and stuff. So I mean, it does work, but like some shift and alt, or like I think I don't handle control right now. Like basically the modifier stuff is incomplete, and you can work with it, but yeah. So something doesn't really resize here. If my own client doesn't work, then this probably is the size that we get here. Do we have xrender? Hey, we have xrender. Is this, so this is 800 by 600? Seriously? Like, why is this so shitty? Hello, where's my... Why is this so strange? What do we even have here now? We should have tablet. Did the mouse not work? Why is this so annoying? Where is freaking even... No, you lost me. Why is this so strange? somehow some things do work, but somehow it's not super amazing. But yeah, of course it's Xorg and stuff, but I believe, what is even the state on Wayland? Did they, I hope I pressed one, fat fingered it a little bit like I sometimes do. I think the BSD people complain that this Wayland stuff is not, or do they have Wayland already? What was the state there? I lost overview. So many not working things. Let's start X, and like also like why this does take so long, I have no idea. Should be instant, but somehow isn't. Does it look like 800 by 600? Is this possible? Maybe it's possible. Nah. This is the last time. Why does this screw it up? Like, why do I lose? Why do I, if I run this, why does this kill the X server? I mean, hey, I debugged regression and segmentation faults in our Linux version, but I thought other professionals would have their stuff debugged too. Like 2023, you run X run and your X server dies. Oops, what did I? No, I pressed something stupid. Apparently, maybe. Yeah, how long are we? Yeah, of course, you need 1 hour to get familiar and get an Xorg server up on. And we didn't even package install rsync or subversion. I wonder how this dies though. Let's somehow, the problem is I wanted to see the name. By the way, do we have rsync? Probably rsync, no, SSH. Yeah, of course we don't have this sub svn, svn git. Ah, okay, so I mean, yeah, the image is, I don't know, the image size is, what even is the image size? 1.2 freaking gigabyte? Why is this so large? For what, and why is there so little included? Might be related to the live thing. Anthony writes, Lumina supports Wayland. Client living with T2 on laptops once can get installed correctly. Yeah, thanks for testing. Patches welcome. We will for sure polish the last remaining things. Let's see if we can somehow resize the bloody resolution. Why would it choose such a low resolution? Does it not even in T2 choose a higher resolution? What would be the... I mean, I don't want to kill that again. This is a login thing that we shouldn't kill. Why does this not focus? Our mouse clicks do not? Wait, what is your freaking... Wait, but the mouse cursor moves. Why does the mouse cursor move? Because this is my... That is a local mouse cursor. But it doesn't also not change here. Somehow the mouse doesn't fully work. Maybe it doesn't, maybe the X server doesn't kill, maybe. Or does it? Yeah, of course, in good old TWM tradition, nothing to... Does it recover? Hello? Okay, somehow this stuff is really not the most happy. Yeah. Womp, 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 womp. Yeah, so much to the technologically most advanced SMP and Hammer file system, but Xorg has its issues. How can we even... I mean, we could maybe Xorg configure. I mean, it would probably not fix... I mean, maybe we... Should we use bmouse? Oh, by the way, did we test the shutdown thing already? cannot someone at the BSD folks have mercy and patch no support into there? Okay, that indeed powers off. Let's give it a USB mouse or so. Or should we try PS2? Let's try without USB. Let's see if USB. Now that we installed XOR clip input, let's see if now the P3, good old-fashioned, previously just working TM. PS2 mouse and keyboard just work TM. Leave in the comments below. Comment now. Do you think this comes up? Hey, we have mouse cursor. We have focus. Also, why does this not focus? Oh, no, it focuses. Oh, we have mouse cursor, but no keyboard. You can't mix this stuff up. God, give me mercy. Give me patience. Okay, USB keyboard and PS2 mouse it is. For a final, hopefully, combination that freaking works TM. Also, I pressed some shit again. Because I'm becoming increasingly impatient. I know that you're very zoomed in, but this is text mode, and the bloody XORG driver did not give me more than 800 by 6. What should I do? Do you want to see white? Yes, I could make a T2 logo pattern background stuff. But hey, what do I expect from an 800 by 600? This is what I'm fighting with. I thought I can. I'm fighting with input drivers, keyboard and mouse, like the most basic things since 1998. What do I expect? They still don't support OpenSSL 3 in XBPS. Don't properly detect certificate files and Qemu, interesting. Poor package maintenance, general particulars, LVM being a few versions behind. What is XBPS? But welcome everyone, happy to see you all. Let's see if that finally comes up. Also probably still an 800 by 600. That is literally all I see in my, I mean, I can show you the full picture, I'm not making this shit up. It's like all this is how my freaking desktop looks. Let's see. Now something works. Is it dead yet? No, that's not yet dead. What was the output name? The output name is default. So let's see. Output default mode. Can we also move our X like it is the 90s? Where's my mouse cursor? Why is there no mouse cursor now? I'm confused. Why does this show me no mouse cursor? DragonFlyBSD really, do they have a DAO Linux developer detection mode, and like do they cripple the operating system when a Linux developer is trying to use it? Fair to get commerce. Okay, maybe it resized. That is what we all were here for, weren't we? Now we can. Now we have a mouse cursor, but this could be a Qemu confusion, right? Also, wait, somehow. Wait, I click here and wait. This is. Wait, what is happening now? We have USB. No, we have PS2 mouse. Why do I... What shit is now going on? Why is this offset so much? I usually only have this in tablet mode when... But this should be relative. Or is it a piece? Like... I don't get this. I don't get this, to be honest. I've seen a lot. Ah, wait. I've seen a lot in my life, but I mean, I'm used, like when shit was broken in T2 Linux. Oh shit, no way. I mean, but this is a new level of broken. I mean, of all the brokenness I've seen with T2 Linux, X-Rally was, the X server was really that confused, broken. This is a real, where's my, here. Like I have no idea how this manages to be that offset. Whatever. We finally have something. I mean, I can live with 25 years of developing PowerPC and Spark. Like how often, when I did the early level stuff with Rock Linux, PowerPC, Spark, porting and MIPS and everything, like literally everything was broken. I'm used to working with user space processes. Barley, do not like don't touch user space processes too much, or your SG Octane segmentation for kernel loops, right? But I'm used to just having an X term, but there's also, I mean, in 2023 I would expect a tiny little bit more level of just workingness of a, I mean, this is after all not TempleOS, right? Like if someone comes with Basic OS or TempleOS or Java OS, but anyway, install rsync sub. I'm too hot and too broken. It's, yeah, man, I need some lemonade. Proceed with this action. Number of packages installed. Upgrade. What does it want? Interesting that it now wants to upgrade some things there, but do it so. Where are we at? Oh, it's installing. How can this be so slow? But maybe they have so many users that their CDN is so slow. Wherever my focus is. The problem is, of course, even if it's difficult now to even move. Like I mean, it could it be a VNC thing? I have it hard to believe it's a VNC thing, but I mean, I don't think it can be a VNC thing, really. Really strange. Maybe a Cyrus driver bug or whatever, something of that sort. Can we, by the way, we probably can't. Okay. The problem is, there. The problem is now I have this window so large that I can't operate the rest of it. Where does it end? How did I? Okay, now we have the whole window on the screen. So, now we have, so yeah, basically we are also mostly done. Probably they also have, so this is probably, yeah, it's BSD stuff. Of course, it's BSD. Do they have that as well? Probably they have, right? The BSD gods are warming up the hell already, seeing me installing this stuff on a BSD system. Did we have bash already? Probably not. Yes, please, 9 max. Ella asks, I worked on some kind of IPC? Yes, I'm still brainstorming on two different things heavily. So what I really would want to innovate somehow, I'm still in the design phase of what I want as a whole system IPC, especially for this like modern dbus stuff, because I really don't like that there is all this kind of different IPCs and then this dbus message bus, what probably something for another video. So what I'm still, I have no idea, like I sketch stuff, I'm guru meditating stuff. I still don't have a really good solution for a modern replacement, like not another dbus, but like a more general solution for all kinds of this kind of system driver communications. Like for example, Wi-Fi, like what we're talking like Wi-Fi. In my dream microkernel, yes, performance, but otherwise like more stable and secure, also easier to develop, like user space processor, like you can for debugging start your IPv or TCP IP daemon or so, and Wi-Fi driver, right? Like otherwise everything is in kernel and everything is difficult, right? You have a typo, buffer overrun, yes, Rust and stuff, but even then, or even in Rust logic bug and your stuff deadlocks and so on. So I want this all in user space, obviously, like all the modern operating system design stuff outlines since the end of the 80s or so. But what I really still need is a generic and elegant solution for like this like GNU herd or Linux dbus inter-driver and subsystem communication of broadcasting, hey, I want to join an Wi-Fi access point, for example, or Bluetooth stuff, right? I want to pair Bluetooth. That is all the stuff also handled with dbus. And so this is not some high performance IPC, it's not like shared memory or stuff, but all this accumulated Unix stuff is a lot of random trial and error and clutch and YOLO, and even the dbus stuff, they want to get some stuff into the kernel for performance, and so far they haven't because security and bugs and stuff. But I also wonder how macOS does it. So maybe I should buy this macOS internals book, but I would be surprised if something like this is written in there. Maybe I should. I mean, Apple also often hacks and YOLO stuff, like even if I would reverse engineer or if it's written somewhere, which often it isn't because top secret, for example, GPU drivers probably, to inspire from macOS. macOS probably often hacks stuff for showing Wi-Fi notifications, because what needs to happen is that the Wi-Fi, like some UI component needs to notify, like with sync if config or other means, because the thing is also this Unix, Linux stuff or BSDs, it's all convoluted with everything is in kernel except some things. For example, like this WPA supplicant, like personal wireless supplicant daemon, or now this Intel wireless daemon of IWL or so, because of course it had to re-implement it, right? Or like DHCP daemon, right? All the network stuff is in kernel, except DHCP also doesn't make sense, right? So in a microkernel, not like DHCP is the most high performance, but it could be, instead of being a user space process, like independent, it could be part of your user space network stack as threads or sub-process or whatever the case might be. But so then I don't find all of those existing solutions elegant. And it's also not that much written about it. Like if you have good books about that or other research papers, leave them in the comments below. But basically, I'm still wondering how to best do that, for example. And that is why right now, when I have a spare hour or whatever, or my kid runs on the playground with other kids and stuff, and I'm sitting in the shadow with my notebook or stuff, where I'm brainstorming and trying to find solutions, because all the Unix stuff, as you see, is really, really old and convoluted and error prone, and yeah. But leave in the comments below. You mean static or Slack and yeah, DHC? I mean, probably the kernel. The irony is the kernel probably has some minimal DHCP implementation, probably, right? If you have NFS root, probably they have. Or do they still have? The irony is also, like, some of the Linux kernel stuff only works. I recently had, like, some months ago I had some, I don't remember the details, something of, all right, also, yeah, the user space, I believe the user space NFS root mounting only works if you have everything statically built in, right? So if you have modules and you have an init ID, so you can't use, maybe even the Linux kernel has some IP auto configurations for NFS root, but that only works if you have everything statically in the kernel, which nowadays you don't have, right? So we have deprecated auto IP, DHCP and bootp and stuff, and NFS root, which basically is next to impossible to use because nobody sane builds a statically linked kernel with all the drivers built in. So, like, I hacked some user space NFSD, like it wasn't. Basically, T2 now has some cursed and quirked, like basically the most minimal possible user space NFS mount with like static port and whatnot, the port mess. Anyway, we wanted to use this stuff, right? We usual good question, long answer. But yeah, any ideas for IPC or other? In general, if you have interesting research paper or other ideas, just drop it under. You don't even need to find the matching video. Just drop it somewhere on any video. If YouTube approves it, I usually find it, read it, or our Discord, or Patreon, GitHub sponsorship, OnlyFans. Cheers. Yeah. Are we mostly done, by the way? Actually, we could, let's do something, last but not least, do something crazy in our cursed DragonFlyBSD installation. What happens with Firefox? Hey, it does 600. I mean, that is crazy, right? We have a huge ISO, 1.25 gigabyte. We had to install so much already, and then some 600. I mean, I should have been more clever, and before I had my monologue about driver subsystem IPC. Yeah. But last but not least, one word to IPC. I'm also brainstorming and researching if there is something better. So, for example, this is now in Linux we have. I probably said this before 3 years ago on my Dream microkernel research video thing with JIT and everything. But also in a new kernel, I would probably not support old-fashioned system calls. And because Linux has old-fashioned system calls, I mean, they have int80 system calls of before there was syscall instruction. Then they have this new syscall ABI. And then we have some system calls that are vectored, like vectored reads and writes, read V and so on. And then we also have this new IO. And then we have async read, which wasn't good and nobody uses, and IO uring replaces. And so now we have all this collection of random stuff. And so and then people also propose new, like similar to x86 complex instructions of architecture. Linux is a little bit of the complex kernel architecture also. And so we have all those different things and like single syscall vector system calls. And I would rather then design some vectored by default, like even if you have only one thing, it's still the vectored ABI, to support multiple call gates, system calls. And for example, then the Linux kernel think for years, like some people in the Linux kernel community dream about adding other complex system calls like readfile that does open read close, which I would strongly object for performance. Like you can't make this stuff up. Complex ABIs for performance. For like performance, of course, not of regular high performance servers, but like performance analyst tools like perf or power top or latency top or whatnot that massively read sys files, right? So that you would cut system calls by third by avoiding the open read close that you usually have on this files of all the gathering statistics, which is also insane, right? So in that I would support by default that you could group this. You would have the same read file of grouping open, read, close, for example, not only for this micro optimization, but in a multi-server microkernel, such vectored groups would be even more beneficial because performance is already less, because you have more task switching to all the multi-server user space drivers and subsystems, and then it would be like avoiding complexity and yet improving performance and supporting that by default. So here's Firefox on DragonFlyBSD. Yay! How is alright, our mouse cursor sucks. Oh man. I mean, how can a mouse cursor so suck? I mean, if we restart with a statically configured resolution, maybe the mouse cursor would work by default. Where is it even now? Oh man. I can tell you, it is really hard to... I mean, if I would know the key binding for... I mean, I eventually... Man, where is the mouse cursor? It's really a bonus to have a Hoover. Here, there is the mouse cursor. I mean, how can it be so stupidly offset? I have literally no idea. Hey, it works. Okay, no, we can't. Okay, fine. This sucks now majorly. Oh, come on. You had one job, really. Here's our... Here. Okay, somehow the mouse, this menu really... Okay, this menu, why does this menu close? Like, why have all the BSDs the problem of this menu closing? (111), so it's not as new as FreeBSD, but pretty newish. Congratulations, Dragonfly, you got yourself a fine little browser. Just like, how do we close it now? Oh, cool. That is hard to operate. Ah, we are lucky. Okay, quit. Ah, quit. Yeah, we have been there, we have done that. We came to the conclusion that Swabler have watermark set to whatever. Is it? Oh, wait, this. Yeah, we came to the conclusion DragonFlyBSD is surprisingly quirky and the package source stuff does not work by default. I'm puzzled and also impressed how broken XOR can be and the surrounding drivers for even PS, like even PS2, what do we run now? Even PS2 keyboard and USB tablet. Anyway, to my surprise, OpenBSD came away with the most working out of the box. Even in Qemu, even with Firefox. Dragonfly, to my surprise, the most broken. I totally, like, package source broken by default. Like, in no other BSD was XSOL time consuming to get in some, at least somewhat usable state. It's still fucking annoying, but at least mostly. Like, if you're patient and can fiddle with your mouse cursor a little bit like experts. Like, I can. But yeah, leave in the comments below. That was DragonFlyBSD. It was surprisingly painful. But a fun experience after all. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Have a good day and night. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for all the next videos and tests to come.